Want an edge for betting the Super Bowl? Click the link in the description to download VSiN's free betting guide.
And we come back out. We've got more people at the desk. And we've got Ariel Epstein. We've got Kelly Stewart, a.k.a. Kelly in Vegas. Ladies, I know it's been a busy day. I know we've got a dinner reservation shortly, but we need to get some plays before you go to dinner. That's the tax that Barry's is paying, right, Mike Palm?
That's right.
Is Mike Palm going to write me a comp for dinner?
That would be great.
I got it right.
That was kind of what I was insinuating when I slid into my
I got you in trouble.
Really?
I'm just
Is
kidding.
that really what
No,
you
I really just wanted to come on the show with you guys.
Oh, boy.
All right, we'll start because, Ariel, I know we've got to roll some props here shortly, but let's start side total. Kelly, I'll start with you. Anything jumping out as we sit here right now that you're looking to get in pocket, already have in pocket? San Francisco, laying 2, total 47.5.
Yeah, I took a little position, a very small position, if you will, on Niners money line. The reason why is because I think that we're going to see a culmination of the Bucs Chiefs Super Bowl once again. This Chiefs team's been through some struggles this year, and I don't want to discredit what they were able to do during the playoffs. I know Patrick Mahomes, if he has a chance with 2 minutes left, I'm going to be absolutely sick to my stomach towards the end of that game, if it is obviously within reach. But I don't know if it's going to be. I think it's going to be much more of a defensive battle. So I did lay 125 with the Niners, and I think that's the way to go instead of laying the 2.5. Personally, I lean towards the under. I think I'm going to look for some end-game betting. As you guys know, we're good friends with Pam Maldonado. She and I were talking about the total a lot today when I saw her on Radio Row. And she's like, hey, all of these things that lean towards the second half under. But I think we're going to see a higher-scoring first half. Both defenses come to play in the second. Niners, opponent's team total under in the second half has been one of the best bets over the last 2 years. So I think I'm going to wait till halftime to mess with the total, but I'll be on the under if I can get the right number.
We're obviously in the same circle, so we talk about the same things. But I do like the Niners in the spot, and that was something we did not discuss until we both decided to come together on okay, we both have an idea of what we like. Ready, set, Niners. And we were so happy. On that team total under in the second half, ever since I saw her in Florida, she told me about it, and I have been riding it, and it showed last game in the championship where it looked like the Lions were going to win the NFC championship the whole first half. Second half comes around. It's those defensive adjustments that the Niners can make. Niners are the better team, like you mentioned with this Chiefs-Bucs Super Bowl. What did they do? They ran the football, Tampa Bay. They kept the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands. Tom Brady, future Hall of Famer, only threw the ball 29 times. If the Niners are smart, they take a page out of the Bucs playbook, they run the football, and leave it out of Brock Purdy's hands.
Ariel, I have to ask you this, and we haven't met before. We've talked long distance, but how does a girl from New York City become this huge Ravens fan?
My dad is from Maryland.
Yeah.
My mom is from New York. Dad's from Maryland. Mom made dad move after college. That's where they met. She said, no way do I move by the Mason-Dixon line. I'm a New Yorker. So dad comes up. Now, I was born in the early 90s. So I grew up with the Yankees dynasty.
Yeah, right.
I grew up with the Yankees dynasty in the 90s. Then the Ravens beat the Giants in the 2000 Super Bowl. How on earth was I not going to love Derek Jeter and Ray Lewis?
Is it true? I heard that growing up, Kelly was your idol. Is that true when you were a little girl? Is that?
Do not let this girl's head get any bigger.
Growing up, oh my God. If I didn't feel bad enough about myself today.
We needed a screenshot of Kelly's face when Ariel said she was born in the early 90s.
Growing up, I listened to you all the time.
It's funny, though, because I do get questions all the time about stuff like that. I don't remember a lot about the early 90s, in fairness. I really don't. I was little. My memory really starts when Broncos won back-to-back Super Bowls, 96, 97. It was a 97, 98 Super Bowls.
Yep.
But
So I don't know what
96,
that says
97
about us, that our memories started to kick in around the same
in time. Yeah, it's really sad how that works.
Yeah, well, I mean, in 98, too, we try to, as a Kansas State alum, I'm sure you try to
Yeah, 98 was not a good year for me.
Push that one away as one of my favorite college football players of all time, Michael Bishop. Oh, man, that Big 12 championship.
Gosh, you guys,
Sorry, I don't know. We went down.
They bashed the Ravens. They bashed K-State.
I didn't bash the Ravens. You said your dad's from Maryland. I'm like, all right, now we can party because I'm born and raised Maryland. All right, let's get some props. Ariel, let's start with you. What are some props, a.k.a. the prop queen over there? What are some props you're staring at for Super Bowl 58?
So I like Justin Watson, Chiefs receiver, over 12.5 yards, longest reception. He averages just over 17 yards per longest catch on the road. He actually has the most deep balls on the road for the Chiefs this year. Rashee Rice, Travis Kelce, their yardage drops when they go on the road. When I look at the Niners, I mentioned it before, Brock Purdy under pass attempts. It's at 31.5, a little juice minus 145. Purdy's not going to throw the football much. Keep the ball out of his hands and give it to Christian McCaffrey, who was a MVP runner-up. You can give it to Deebo Samuel, who's probably going to run the football more, too, from the backfield. I look to this defense at San Francisco, so, I like them a lot for that. And then I look to, what was the last one? Deebo Samuel over rushing yards. So Deebo Samuel went from 15.5 to 16.5 rushing yards. You look back to the last, Super Bowl run that the Niners made with Shanahan. They ran the football with Deebo. Now, I know they didn't have Christian McCaffrey in that span, but you still can run with him and have a lot of deceptive plays around McCaffrey and Deebo that Deebo could take off for 1 and 17 yards.
Kelly, we have any props?
Yeah, I don't hate any of those, actually. So as I mentioned, I lean towards the under. So some of my props are going to go in that direction. Over 3.5 field goals, little plus money on that bad boy. I do think that we're going to see both of these teams be able to step up defensively. So give me 4 field goals in the game. We all know I love kicking is for losers. This one's a little too juiced. So if you didn't already bet this one, I can't condone it. I've seen as high as minus 165 now on shortest TD. Under 1.5 yards. I laid 140. After 150, you get kind of priced out of it, so be cautious there. Now, one of the things I'm going to bet, but I haven't bet yet, and because I think the line's only going to go in one direction, kind of coincides with what Ariel said. Patrick Mahomes under passing yards. Now, that was really great against the Ravens. Cash that. It's been a pretty good bet all season long.
And that's inflated.
And that's exactly why. You're going to pay a premium for guys named Patrick Mahomes in this game. You're going to pay a premium for guys named Travis Kelce in this game. And then I did bet, just for fun, it's not something I've done very often, but I did bet George Kittle anytime touchdown, just because I wanted somebody to root for, not one of the guys that's towards the top of the list, but just enough. And so I'll take tight end number 2 that's not getting any recognition in this game.
Kelly, we've been friends a long time, and you're terrific and a great advocate for the industry. Ariel, you've done an amazing job branding yourself. The prop queen, right? Your work on MLB Network, tremendous, and congrats on all that. As 2 attractive females in this space, are you doing your own research and coming up with your own plays, or does someone help you do the research? And I just ask a question that a lot of people will suppose out there.
No, absolutely. Great question. And I've always been very transparent. Obviously, I own a part of Wager Talk, so I have surrounded myself with guys there and not there. Todd Furman, Kenny White, guys at Don Best back in the day, have always been very helpful to share any information, any insight. Ralph Michaels, as I mentioned, has Killer Sports Database.
Oh, Ralph.
Oh, my gosh. Anything I need, I call Ralph and I have it. So I think being able to utilize your network isn't a detriment. And owning up to, hey, if I'm off somewhere, why am I so off? I was so off on the K-State KU basketball game on Monday night. I'm like, I made this game 6.5, and it's 4.5, and then I land in Kansas, it's 4, and then boom, 3.5, and I was like, well, I found 1-4 left at DraftKings, so I was like,
didn't need it though.
I didn't, but I did take it in the little fun same game parlay because I didn't really want to get my hopes up, but I was like, okay, this is how I see this game playing out. I'm going to throw something together just for fun. Had another buddy say, I like the alternative line. I think you should lay 2.5 plus money with the Wildcats, and I said, fine. I will. I'll join you because I had a little extra money in my DraftKings account. I live in Florida. We don't have DraftKings. Nevada doesn't have DraftKings. You know where I realized I had money in my account? From when I was at MSG with her for March Madness. So I was like, this is perfect. I think being honest and open that I do share a lot of ideas and opinions, and I want to get it validated by people that I respect in the industry. I've had a lot of mentors that have been very helpful, and I don't see a problem admitting to that.
No, I totally agree. I mean, look, I listen to podcasts like 6 hours a day of just different people taking it all in. All right, before we go, final score MVP, Ariel.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so I guess before I said final score was 27-24 Niners.
Ooh, over.
Yeah, but I don't know. Okay, so that was in the car we were talking about it. I hate making final score predictions.
All right, no final score. We're going Niners.
Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
MVP, let's give it to Christian McCaffrey.
Kelly?
Ooh, that's boring.
5
Plus
seconds.
450, 27-17 Niners.
MVP?
Ooh, I want it to be a defensive player, so give me Nick Bosa.
All right, there we go. Kelly Stewart, Ariel Epstein.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.